Well, Carmilla does provide a way more value than an Angela in terms of having team fight potential with the Gatot, Valentina, and the Leomord.
Yeah, that would be right. And I mean, just talking about the emblems from both of these teams, I'm actually being paranoid about that killing spree onto that Leo mod. Because if you're a jungler on Leo mod, I would actually prefer a lethal ignition to just melt those squishy heroes like the Nathan or the Louis in the early game, so they won't get farmed up. And you know what? Like in a killing spree, like if a curse of blood or like a ultimate of the card is probably connected, then only there's a possibility that killing spree is actually going to help him out.
Yep, guys, and we're back in the Land of Dawn, going for another really exciting match. But before we start talking about the match, download Mobile Legends Bang Bang or Mobile Legends Bang Bang, depending on where you are. And registrations are still open for the NE Cup.
But meanwhile, onto the bot side, that Nathan will probably just face the wrath of that Carmela along with that Valentina. It's going to be a 1v3 situation, but they're not actually going to reveal themselves this early. But Leomord was actually just facing some early invasions towards his own red buff or like the green creep towards near that red buff. But meanwhile, that Valentina is still back in the mid game. I mean, sorry, the mid lane, so that the Louis along with the Matilda so could actually just rotate onto the bot side, but still it won't be enough because that look at the position and the rotation of that Carmilla.
Carmilla is actually rotating to the bot lane to give some leeway for Carry to actually do something. But talking about that, Lu Yi, Khalid, and Matilda were on Leo's back. Matilda is trying to get some vision onto the BURIBURI ZAEMON team, but I don't think she can with half her HP gone. What are your thoughts on this?
Man, that I'm still very excited about how fast that Carmela is rotating. But if you see on that Matilda, she's actually being fixated towards all those objectives. But meanwhile, the position of that Gato will actually just get him off guard because if the Xbox actually just reveals his position, it's going to be way too tough for him to escape. But there he goes. He actually wanted to steal the creep. But let's see, will he actually escape? He still has that revitalize onto himself, but the last insanity will might come in handy to just burst him down. Now the Phantom Steed has been used up to just go inside and take the kill, but will not actually get the kill over to themselves. But the fire missiles coming in handy along with that Khalid wants to take the kill over to that cartoon. But meanwhile, the fire missiles are actually more than enough. And you used up along with encircling eagle from that Medidla, but not enough to take the kill along with the last insanity used up. Look at the XP, they're still fighting back as far as they can, but it's going to be a first blood in the hands of that Xbox. This turtle might get contested again because there's like 4 people ready to go on that turtle. What a good team fight coordination from both of these teams.
Very much so. I'm going to be honest with you. Carmilla going down was such a shocker. I didn't expect Carmilla to actually engage that bad, but the last insanity was there to actually secure that. Made sure that Carmilla knows she will be punished every time she actually over-engages, overextends. She will be punished. Team fight's happening. Do you want to take over?
Well, actually, that look at the position of that Khalid. He's doing his work really well. He actually wants to zone him out. Now, the rating Sandstorm works in a really bad way, but meanwhile, this turtle might get perfectly retribution onto that Xbox. They just might just go for the zoning. But how perfect zoning that actually was! That Khalid just disrupting the position of that Leo mod, and that Xbox just marking that turtle to just melt him down and get the perfect retribution on himself. But so far, so good for both of these teams because it's only as a first blood for that Xbox.
First Blood was gone down like Carmilla. Xborg got the extra juicy 200 extra gold. And I would say he is on a better side because right now we see that they got the turtle and everything is going good because there is not much of a team fight going on. I wish we could see the itemization. Matilda is popping her ultimate onto the Carmilla but has to disengage. Will get engaged by Valentina, who won't be able to do that much onto her, but she's fine. It's all in a day's work for support.
That actually want to just go for the contest of that gold crab, but they actually wants to take the kill over that Carmilla. Like, look how fast she runs. Like, the all 3 people were just targeting that Carmilla hard, but she knows what to do right now. She'll probably just go for the recall, but meanwhile, on to the top side, it's going to be a one-win brawl against those EXP laners. Khalid just making sure the wave has been frozen, but still Gato has two things, so he has the upper hand because the basic attacks actually gives him a life steal. Probably just going for a rotation onto the top side. But do you actually think they'll be able to burst around that Gato?
Not actually, because right now I saw that Gatot actually bought the Thunderbelt, which will make him a little bit more tankier and would want him to engage. He will be looking in for an engage to punch somebody just to get one stack. And one stack at a time, every single drop matters because every single drop makes the notion.
Oh, but look at that Phantom Seed has been used up. What does Louis forced to use the flicker along with encircling Eagle from that IMU? But again, it's going to be back given to them. But that Khan actually wants to go for the redemption after taking the kill over to that Leo mode, but still not enough damage to do so. That Khan, I mean, the Valentina actually wants to take the kill over. The Speedy Light is over to that. The Curse of Blood connected over two people. Till the turtle actually go into the hands of them. That Khalid actually wants to zone them out along with the retribution from the Xbox. Just actually takes the kill. Kato just wants to give a lot of backup to his team, but this turtle, that retribution plays from that Xbox definitely secured the turtle for himself because that Leo mod was almost on his way to just steal that turtle. But that Khalid, look at that. How much damage is he actually dealing with this one?
He's dealing a lot of damage, but we can always remember that Khalid is going to fall off if he doesn't buy enough damage items in the late game. So, talking about damage, export on point. He's always there to make sure that they don't lose out on objectives. Right now, when you saw that Leomord was overextending on top lane, Xborg was making sure that his mindset is all about getting the objectives and pushing his team to the victory. Top lane gets cut again by the Khalid, and we see not much of a rotation because both Carmilla and Matilda are waiting in their respective pushes, hoping they can catch people off guard when they're rotating.
Yep. And also that Valentine actually wants to steal that ultimate from the Raging Sandstorm from that Khalid. But if you just see onto the both of those marksmen, they're trying to keep up their farm really well, just avoiding all the team fights and focus on their own farm so that in the late game they would shine really brightly. But onto the top, I mean on the mid side, it could be a possible gank, but no, they actually just want to resist over there. That Liam already with his red buff, ready to gank on that Nathan, just trying to just look at those three-man rotations from both of these teams, encircling Eagle along with the guiding wings used up, along with that Sandstorm actually wants to take the kill. Entropy from that Nathan used up to deal a ton amount of damage along with the Phantom Steel used up. Insanity just dealing a lot of damage to them. Speedy Light will just carries actually just wants to go back, just zoning inside the turret. That Phantom Seed along with the Phantom Storm was actually not enough to take the kill, but he still wants to go inside. But that damage and the range wasn't enough because if the momentum would have actually hit that Louis or that Nathan, I do think so they were probably dead because the guiding wings were the only thing they just survived the whole team fight.
Yep, talking about team fight, that team fight made Liu Yi waste her flicker. That's going to be a very, very bad thing when it comes to the turtle fight. Because if she gets caught again, and if Matilda is
Oh,
not there to guide him,
but actually, Entropy used up from the plate and just burst down the turtle along with the encircling eagle to just melt down that. But the flick that used up from the Valentine on the perfect time. Actually, just want to just go for the divergent plays, but the Louis ult is still there on the Valentina. The Gato just swapped the lanes. The carry just focused onto that split pushes so that she could get a lot of farm. Like the divergent play has been used up, but not actually just enough to go for a gank. But that side could possibly go for a good gank, but the Matilda still doesn't have the encircling eagle onto her.
true, I'm gonna be honest with you. Three turtles down, and Xborg is looking fat as hell. Khalid might be in trouble if that carry is able to free hit him every single time. Talking about free hits, Nathan got a few free hits on the Gatot in the bot lane.
Yup. I mean, also like look at this item. See, I mean, both of those marksmen are just too fixated with just getting their own farm, like selfish for themselves, so that they could actually just shine the late game. But meanwhile, you could just see a gank happening onto the top lane, circling Eagle used up. That Carmela is actually looking for a good setup with a Louis with the Yin Yang over. I mean, look at that damage shown to them. It's going to be a double kill. But so they actually just want to go and fight back with the Phantom Shield from that Leo mode used along the Raging Sandstorm. But that's not actually enough to get the kill over to them. They just want to just shut down that Leo mode. But I mean, look at that. He was actually just going for a fight, but then he escapes by looking at how many people are ready to just take him down.
Pretty much so. Nathan has no chance. I don't know why he actually engaged with the entropy and had to back off, but that was a smart decision because right now nothing much is happening except the Avatar hitting onto the ground, trying to catch the Matilda. The flying Matilda cannot be caught without a lot of CC. Unless you're a Franco, you can't catch that.
I mean, that was barely missed, but meanwhile, onto the mid side, that Valentina just wants to go with aggressive gameplay, but the Phantoms used him onto two people, actually wants to take the kill over them. The Raging Sandstorm used up along with the Curse of Blood will actually just win this team fight because all I see right now is like the brawl happening against the 3v3 that Leo mod along with the Phantom Seed. I mean, all that he could just do is push them up and just get a good Phantom Storm so they could actually just get the kill for themselves. But again, it's going to be a cartoon against that Louis, and that Khalid just wants to bait every single utility as he has, and all that he baits out is the revitalize.
All that he baits out is the Revitalize and Exborg. Waiting in on the Lord, and I don't think it's going to be an early Lord. Do you think it's going to be a contest between both teams to get the early Lord?
Well, actually, we would see a lot of fight along with Encircling Eagle along the Phantom Seed. He is targeting that Nathan and Louis very hard as much as he can. Raging Sandstorm along the Flicker has been used up. That's really like this along with the Nathan. Going to be pretty much it. The Curse of Blood along with the Curse of Ultimate just dealing a lot of damage along with Last Insanity, taking the place over that carry and shutting him down. That Carmela is the only one left. It's going to be a triple kill for that Xbox. He's just might want to just go for a maniac, but all that he needs right now is that cartoon skill. But he's still far away. They just might want to just focus onto that Lord, but that Khalid just want to disrupt themselves and just zone it down. But that, oh my god, that sacrifice, it was way too overextension. It could actually just count it as overextension, but the guard told. And that Valentina is still back into the game because the Nathan and that Xbox is still not enough to get that Lord for themselves. That Louis Divergence is still on point, just giving a good rotation for their own team.
Rotation, yes, because last time, if you saw in the top lane, both of those people who were defending on the top lane got caught off guard. Matilda, Lu Yi, and wait, I think it was the Khalid. I guess it was. But all three of them got most of the defending top lane people, including Gatot and the Carmilla. It was insane because in the end of the day, I didn't really think that much damage could come out of nothing. Talking about that, there is a damage coming in the mid lane.
Actually, they were just trying to wait out every single utilities they have, but the IMU it actually just take a lot of time for them. So that Carmela just wants to bait out them the position so that actually just come in handy to themselves. But that vengeance has been used up on them. There's no Firaga onto that Xbox. He just might want to just use the fire missiles onto that plot to just get the stacks up. That Gerto just going with his ultimate. So the entropy used to escape from that situation. That Khalid just wants to go way too aggressive with the Raging Sandstorm that he has and takes the kill over to the Vanity. Now, actually the Louis who secures the kill with the Dispersion. It is a great play, but let's see, will they actually go for a good contest over to that Lord? But it's going to be a Louis might want to just go down against like four people. The Curse of Blood connected onto the no win. The carry actually takes the kill over to that Louis. Just want to just fight back for that Lord, but they were actually no one to just focus onto that Lord. That Xbox just takes the Lord for himself. It's going to be four people just retreating back on time.
Those four people on the blue team, red team, BURIBURI ZAEMON didn't really actually have a chance to take the Lord, but Xborg got the free Lord, and blue team, Brand Blue, finally got a kill for somebody other than Xborg because Xborg had 8 kills up until now, and the total number of kills were 9. Xborg is now trying to push the top lane, trying to put some pressure on, while the mid lane is getting pressured bad.
Whoa, but that Raging Sandstorm used up along with that Leomord using that ultimate to just get the kill over to that Khalid, but the Winter Crown has been used up. You see the last Insanity from the IMU from the Vanity has been used up. Just trying to deal as much as dash possible. It's going to be a 4-man Curse of Blood. He actually wants to take the kill over to them, but that Leomord is still far away. But you know what? Even after the Winter Crown has been used up on that Khalid, if that's not enough, he could just use the S2 and heal himself back if that's like much more of it. But the slot probably just defensive. It's been defended by the carry, this PB light fields that all she was actually wondering for, and all the farm she has. It's going to be Gato just going for ultimate, but it's going to be the guiding wings just helping that Louis right on time. That Sparrow's guiding wings were literally on point, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never seen a Matilda play aggressive and passive at the same time, if that makes any sense. She's able to give vision, but also be that deciding factor in most team fights. I'm not going to say all, but most team fights. She has more presence than Carmilla herself, even with the ultimate. I'm actually excited to see this.
Well, they could might wanna just go for a gang, but that Leomord, every single time whenever he sees someone, he's just forced to use that ultimate. Like he wants to get that kill really badly. The raging sandstorm used up to get a good setup. It's going to be four people just going inside within circling. He can used up to just give them a good CC. But that Carmel actually wants to look for a good curse of blood because that's going to be a game changer. Because if it's going to be a 4 or 3 man or like a 5 man curse of blood connections, I do think so. It's going to be a wipeout for Grand Prix.
Yep. Oh, talking about that, when you told me in the drafting phase, if Carmilla actually lands a 5-man, Gatot 5-man Curse of Blood, Gatot launches the Avatar of Guardian, and everyone comes in, this is going to be an easy wipeout. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm expecting that, but you can always notice, no, we noticed how Nathan took the red buff out of the hands of Leomord. This is going to set him back a little bit because when you look at the map, like when you look at the levels and everything, Leomord is still level 14, and if he wants to have a chance with the Luminous Lord, he needs to get that level 15 before Export can whittle it down to 19, 10% HP.
Yeah, because after getting the level 15, it actually increases the power and the damage of the retribution as well. And he could just work it well with that momentum that he has. But it's going to be that Khaled's actually want to go for the zoning that all he has. It's going to be the after from that gutter just used up. That Xbox secures a lot for himself along with the Vengeance and that Revitalize used up along the Raging Sandstorm. But it's going to be another Raging Sandstorm from the Khaled. The payback to them is going to be legendary for that Xbox. He actually wants to take the kill over to the last Insanity used up absolutely nowhere, but never actually got the kill over to them. Mr. Code actually went down as a good sacrifice, actually, in terms of stealing that Lord, but the Hyper, the Leo mod, was still not present in the team fight. He was actually just getting bullied by that Khalid. He was actually meant to just zone that Leo mod. Meant to just zone that Leo mod.
Leomord got zoned out so bad. I'm sorry to see this. But Gatot got taken down by the Khalid. Khalid did a really good job taking care of the backline. And then he charged on to somebody that had low HP. Top lane, tier 2 goes down. Carmilla is going to get engaged. No, she's trying to go for an engage, but it's not going to happen. But then, when we noticed Valentina took the Nathan, that would have been a good trade. A Gatot for a Nathan, but Lord was down and they can't really do much right now.
Yep, that is right. Raging Sandstorm used up, so he actually does another Raging Sandstorm for the next 30 seconds. That Lord could actually just come. But you know what? That got, I mean, the Louis is still present in the team fight for a good dispersion because that's what we're gonna see right now. That carry with the speedy right wheels, she's just trying to bait out every single thing from themselves. That Khalid long to find them see, and the after they was used up every single thing they have on the board. It's going to be because of it used up onto 2 people will actually get a good comeback for themselves. The Lord has been down because they're trying to fight back as much as they can. But the basic attacks from that Nate actually gets the kill over to them. It's going to be a double kill for that Xbox. His immortality still on there onto him. Even if he dies, there's going to be a good play for himself. It's going to be flickering sound, Raging Sandstorm from the Kali to take the kill over to that carry, but it wasn't enough. But that Kato will actually just go down in the immortality, but still it's not enough tankiness to just melt and just drain every single damage that he takes. That carry has given up because even after he just and takes the fight, she knows it's going to be a game over for her.
Yep. Well, it's alright, because even if Carrie did jump in and try to kill somebody, it's not going to work out, and that's totally fine. Sometimes we just need to give up when you really don't have much that you can do. It's alright, don't stress yourself, take a deep breath.